Hey guys, it's me again. This is our 27th time hanging out. Let me ask you a quick question. What would you do if you came across an injured animal on the road? A while back, on my way to work one morning, I pulled up to the office and noticed an injured cat right at the intersection outside our building. I took a look from a distance and it looked like its leg had been crushed, but it was still alive, groaning in pain in the middle of the road. When I saw it, my scalp went completely numb. I am incredibly squeamish and terrified of blood and gore, especially large open wounds. It literally makes my hands go weak and numb. I remember once when my younger sister got a nasty cut on her hand from a pair of scissors. I was shaking the entire time I was helping her apply medication. So, dealing with a gruesome, bloody scene like this poor cat, I was absolutely terrified to even get close. But at the same time, my heart just broke for this cat. I wasn't even sure if it was going to make it. Since I only dared to watch from a distance and was too scared to approach, I could only vaguely tell that its leg was crushed, but I couldn't see if the rest of its body was badly hurt. I was so anxious and frantic. Part of the panic was because the cat was stuck right in the middle of a busy intersection with heavy traffic. The cat was so tiny, and if cars were driving too fast, they'd easily miss it. I couldn't bring myself to leave because I was terrified a car wouldn't see it. So I just stood nearby, and whenever a car got too close, I would scream, "There's a cat! Don't run it over!" Gradually, I noticed more and more people spotting the cat. Even some semi-truck drivers pulled over and watched from a distance. But still, no one dared to approach it. Everyone was just totally at a loss for what to do. I even snapped a picture and sent it to my coworkers asking for advice, but they all said they didn't know what to do either, and no one was willing to come down and handle it. I ended up standing there for what felt like a couple of hours. Suddenly, a car pulled over and a girl stepped out. She grabbed a jacket from her car, gently scooped the cat up into the jacket, and moved it under a tree by the side of the road before driving off. Because it was moved under the tree where cars couldn't reach, at the very least, the cat was safe from the risk of getting run over again. Seeing that, I let out a huge sigh of relief. But then I realized I wasn't really of any help anyway, so I finally left too. Later on, one of my coworkers went downstairs to grab something and saw two young girls carrying the cat away. They were probably taking it to the vet for treatment. I really hope that little cat pulled through. I always used to think of myself as a pretty kind-hearted person, someone who would at least lend a helping hand if I saw an injured animal. But when it actually played out right in front of me, I realized I wasn't as selfless as I thought. I had so many reservations and fears. I was terrified of the blood and gore. I didn't know where to take an injured stray for treatment. On top of that, my family doesn't allow any pets other than fish. We used to be able to, but now my mom is dead set against it because cleaning up after them is a hassle. So even if I paid to get the cat treated, I'd ultimately have to put it right back on the street. And a cat with a crushed leg probably wouldn't survive out there anyway. I realized in that moment that the actual cost of kindness is incredibly high. I truly admired those three girls from that day. They had the courage, the means, and the willingness to act on their kindness. Ever since then, I've quietly kept a spare jacket in my car. Honestly, I have absolutely no use for it since I have the AC and heater in the car. I don't know if I'll ever come across another injured animal on the road, and I don't know if I'll have the courage to step up and help if I do. But I'm keeping it there just in case. Every time I see that jacket, it's like I can see those 3 incredibly brave and kind-hearted girls all over again. That's all for today's little story. Thanks so much for tuning in and listening. I'm Ping, a new YouTuber, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.